Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with 5x5 by mnasti2. So this is adventure number 555. So mnasti created this puzzle to celebrate that. Lots of fives in it. And the rules are also very five themed, so definitely read the rules. It's probably too late for those who watch the video after trying to solve it, but for those who watch my rules, definitely watch this one. So we have rounded little killers and also rounded x sums. So these digits may not actually be 5. They've been rounded to the nearest 5. So let's go over how little killer works first. So little killer is an arrow with a clue next to the arrow. And the arrow is always pointing diagonally, and it points diagonally at some, diagonal of cells. So in this case, these 3 cells, in this case, these 4 cells. Now, what the little killer does is it sums up the digits along all the pointed cells, and then that should be the clue. But do keep in mind that these are rounded. I'll go over that after I go over how both of these clues work. So these 3 would add to this clue, these 4 would add to this clue. Additionally, these clues here also count as x-sum clues for their columns, and then this for the row. So what is an x-sum clue? Well, basically, what it does is it takes the digit that's next to the clue, so the first one in the column or the first one in the row from the direction of the clue. So that would be this one, and this one. It takes that digit, say it's a 3, then that tells you how many digits to use in the sum. So in this case, if it's a 3, it uses 3 digits in the sum in that direction. And this could be, say, maybe 1 and 4. You would add those up. This would add to 8. And then that would need to match the clue. So the count is also part of the sum. So this would add to 8, that would be the clue. If this was a 6 and this was a 2, this would add to 11, and the clue would be 11 in that case. But if I put, say, a 2 here, then we only use 2 of the digits to add, so this would be, say, 8, and the clue would be 8. It doesn't matter what else is below it. All right, so that's how little killers and x sums work, but all of our clues have been rounded, except the givens. The givens are not rounded. But the little killers and x sums have been rounded, meaning whatever the clue was supposed to be, it's been rounded to the nearest 5. So 1 and 2 round down to 0, 3 through 7 round to 5, 8 through 12 round to 10, etc. So all of these clues are actually just 3 through 7 because they're all 5s. All right, and that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. All right, so as I said, all these clues are actually 3 through 7. So this digit here is the only digit pointed at by this clue. So it needs to be 3, 4, 6, 7. And it can't be a 5 because there's a 5 in the row. In fact, none of these can be 5s. I don't know how much that's important. There is a 5 down here somewhere. So let's look at this clue here. What is the absolute smallest I could make these add up to? So these 2 share a box, so they'd need to be 1, 2 pair. So their minimum sum, just these 2 cells, is 3, because I could put a 1 in one of them and a 2 in the other. This could just be a 1, and this could be a 1, right? Because this is on its own in its box, this is on its own in its box for this diagonal. So 3, 4, 5. So we could add to 5, 6, or 7, because our clue is a 5, and what rounds to 5? Only 3 through 7. So that means that from here, we do have a 2 degrees of freedom. Now, a degree of freedom just says, okay, well, my minimum is 5, and I can be as large as 7, so I can add 2 in some way to this clue if I want to. So adding 2 to any of these 1s, this could be 2 or 3. If you think about it, if this was a 4, and this was 1, and then 1, 2, this would be 5 plus 3 is 8, and 8 is too large because we can only be 3 through 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, and this is 1, 2, 3, meaning it can't actually be the 5. And then we can add 2 to these. So one thing we could do is add 2 to the 1. So instead of a 2, we could add 2 to the 2. Sorry, instead of a 2, we could have a 4, right? So basically, we can just be as large as 4 here. If you think about it, if you tried to put, say, a 5 here, this could be 1, 1, 1. That would still be 8. No good. But 4 works just fine. Okay, so that is how we pencil that. Now this has even more freedom because this is minimum 3. This could be a 1. That would be 4. But one thing I'm thinking about doing that actually happens a lot in Little Killers is we can combine these 2 clues together. So let's think about what the bare minimum is of all of these clues of all of these cells taken together. So I'm actually I'm gonna clear this out for a second. This could still just be a 1. It's alone in its box. In this box, we have 3 digits. So this could be 1, 2, 3. And in this box, we have 3 digits, 1, 2, 3. So what is the minimum sum of all of these? Well, 1, 2, 3 adds to 6. So this could be 6, 12, 13. Now, if we think about it, these two sums cap at 7 plus 7, which is 14. So actually, in all of this, we only have 1 degree of freedom. If I tried to put a 3 here, this could be 3 plus 6 plus 6. So 3 plus 12 is 15. Oh, did I do that math wrong? Sorry. 12, 13. Oh yeah, 3 would make it 15, right? And 15, these two can only add to 14 total, 7 plus 7. So that would be no good. So we can add 1 to this 1. We can add 1 to this 1, 2, 3 triple, but if I try to add 1 to the 1, we end up with 2 2s. If I tried to add a 2 to the 2, sorry, if I had to try saying the wrong numbers. If I try to add 1 to the 2, we end up with 2 3s. So the only digit I can add 1 to is the 3. So I can make this a 4, or I can make this a 4. Now, if you remember, this one was actually limited to 1, 2, 3 for the individual 5 sum, right? If this was a 4, we do 4 plus 1, which is 5, plus another 3 would be 8. So this cannot actually be 4. Okay. Can this be a 4? Yes, it can, because, yeah, 4 plus 3 is 7, so that works fine. So this is how I pencil this, meaning that the 5 in this box is actually relegated to here. 5 is here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. Here. Okay. So what can we do with this? Well, we have X sums now. So we actually want to think about the X sum for this one. And I did want to take these little killers on their own without worrying about other clues. But X sums have this property of unless your X sum is 1, you cannot put a 1 next to it. If I try to put a 1 here, that's saying use only one cell for the sum, and it will always add to 1. And then this is supposed to be 3 through 7. 1 rounds down to 0. So this cannot actually be 1. So it's a 2. And that actually does force us to not have 4s along here. These are both 1, 2, 3 triples. Okay, and that's not a 2. I don't think I need these green. You know, I will keep these greens just to remind myself that we have these sums going on here. So this has to be 4, 6. And this is 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is using only 2 cells for the X sum. And it needs to add to 3 through 7. So a 1 would be 3, can't do 2. A 3 would be 5. A 4 would be 6, and we can't do 5 to make 7. So this is only 1, 3, 4. Let's see. Now here, we can't put a 1, because again, 1 can only add to 1. We can't put a 2 because there's a 2 in the box and the row. So we have to do 3 at least. Now the problem with 3, with 3, we using 3 cells that don't repeat. 1, 2, 3 is the minimum. That adds to 6 already. So this needs to be a 3. If we do 4, that adds to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 10. That's too big. 10 rounds to 10. So this has to be a 3 for our X sum. That gives us the 1 here, and makes this a 1 or a 4. But importantly, with this being 3. These 3 digits need to add to 6 or 7. Now, the problem with 7 is we already have a 3 in our sum. And the only way to sum to 7 and 3 is 1, 2, 4, which avoids the 3. So you can't actually use a 3 on a 7 clue. So we know this is a 6 clue. And we know this is 1 and 2, and that's 5 just because of the box. That's 4. These aren't 2. That places 2 in this box. These aren't 5. That places 5 in the box. Places 5 here as well. 5s are done. And now let's actually think about these sums here. We already have 4 here. Well, actually, we don't know what it adds to, so maybe Sudoku will take care of more. Let's actually see. So this is a digit for the box and the row. It's a 6. This can't be 6 anymore. Oh, we do also have this X sum that we want to, but let's do as much Sudoku as we can first. We need 4, 6 pair here, so this can't be 4. Oh, I put 7 here. 7 doesn't exist, so this is down to 3. 7 doesn't exist in 6x6s. So we're deet-dooting in the corner with a 3 there. Very nice. Now, 6 is not possible here. Remember, this adds to 3 through 7. The X sum adds to 3 through 7. And if I can't put a 1 here. This needs to be at least 2. And it can't be a 3 either. So this is a 2. And so 2, 6 adds to 8. That's too big. So we need the 4 and the 6 there. Nice. Okay. I think we've mostly taken care of our clues. Let's do as much Sudoku as we can. I need a 1-4 pair here. This 1-3 pair tells us that's not 1. So that's 4 and 1. And then this pair, we need a 3 and 6. This 1-3 pair tells us this is 6 and 3. Nice. So this column finishes with a 1. Up here, we do need a 3-6 pair. And then down here, we need 1, 2, 4. That's not 2. That's not 1. All right. So I think we do have to think about this sum a little bit more. Okay, let's think about this one here. I could even be double 3 here. Like, I think no matter what, this will work out. Even if I do the minimum 1, 2, 1, that adds to 4. 4 does round to 5. And if I do the maximum 3, 3, 1, that adds to 7. That's fine. What about here? Can this be a 3? That's probably one of the better questions to ask, because this being 3 is going to make this as big as it is going to make this pretty large. So with this being 3, that would be 5 already. That would be 7. This would have nothing to do. Okay, so this has to be 1. That's a 3. We get our 6 and 3 here. That gives us 2 and 3. Now let's just double check. 4 plus 3 is 7. Perfect. 3 plus 3 and 1 is 7. Perfect. That's 4 and 6. That's 4 and 6. That's 1, 2, and 4. And we're done. That was a really neat puzzle, mnasti. I really enjoyed that. Good celebration of puzzle number 555. Yeah, that was neat. Thinking about the combining these X sums was definitely important. That's always a good trick to have in your bag for sorry, did I say X sums? I meant little killers. Trick to have in your bag for little killers. And then using some of the X sum tricks about the count was very important as well. Even with the range of possible sums, that was still very useful. So cool. Hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did. If you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.